Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another design team layout for Scrap the Boys challenge. This month is floral themed, so we are all doing a floral layout of our boys. This is the photo I've chosen. It's black and white, nice and easy to scrap, and it's my little guy. He was about 3 months old. Yep, right around 3 months old here. And I'm actually in the picture too, but I'm very much in the background. He is very much the focus. He's just having a little snuggle in. He's almost asleep. He's actually got a little bit of drool there, which is kind of cute. I do not have any problem with using florals on boy layouts. I actually do it quite a lot. I really like it, especially if the boys are younger. For baby photos, I think it's absolutely adorable, and especially if you try to tie in some more traditionally masculine colors. So my layout is going to be based around this floral paper. This is a Kaisercraft paper. It's from the Lulu and Roy collection. This is a pretty old collection. I really love this paper. As soon as I saw it, I thought I would like to fussy cut it, but you can imagine that would be a pretty big ordeal, but I did it. I fussy cut the whole thing. So I've done this over the course of quite a few months actually. This is kind of a layout I've had in my head for a little while, and it was a wonderful coincidence that this was the theme for Scrap the Boys this month. So these are all my cut up florals off this page. I pretty much fussy cut everything. A few of the leaves I left off for where it was kind of hard to fussy cut, but mostly I cut the whole thing. It took me a long time. So I'm going to do a technique I saw Paige Evans do recently. I love the way it looked. I'm basically scrap lifting her. She took a floral piece of paper, fussy cut it all out, and then she took a similar colored background paper, basically recreated the floral paper but with the flowers popped up on foam and some splatters in the background. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. I have wanted to try that as soon as I saw it. It's a really beautiful technique. Not my idea. I'm totally scrap lifting, but I'm okay with that. I really wanted to give it a go. So that's where we're at. Let's get started. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is trim off this branding strip. This is a really old piece of, it's actually not cardstock, it's just heavyweight paper. I've had this for a long time. I'm not even sure what the brand is, ink something. But yeah, it's just a nice and deep navy blue. So the background on the paper that I fussy cut out, the floral paper, is kind of navy, I would say. It's kind of an odd color. You can see it when I compare the two layouts at the end, but it's definitely paler and just not as rich, and doesn't stand out as much. So this looks much better. So I've just gone in with some white acrylic paint splatters, and now I'm coming in with my pearl watercolors, and I'm putting in some pinks, and they ended up being a little bit too not opaque enough. They weren't standing out on that dark background, so I've just mixed in a bit of the pinks and the reds with the leftover watered down white acrylic paint, and that's really pretty. Makes a nice light pink that is nice and opaque, and I've done some bigger splatters with that. And then I'm just going in with my gold Kaiser mist. Lots of splatters, and most of this is going to get covered up, so I wanted to do a lot so that you could see plenty left after I cover most of it up. So I'm just trimming down my photo a little bit using my Fiskars guillotine. I love that thing. There we go. And I'm going to map my photo. I'm just going to write the date down quickly so I don't forget it when I've covered it up. And I'm just using a bit of heavyweight white paper there just to back up my photo with a thin border of white. And then I'm going to take one of the other papers from the collection, the Lulu and Roy collection by Kaisercraft. You can see it to the right there. Yep, it's all strips. I really love this paper. I've used it a lot actually. It's surprisingly, I thought it would be hard to use, but I've used these strips on quite a few layouts now. So I'm taking this pink, it's not white, it's pink and cream. Really pretty soft pink. It matches the splatters I've used really well. And I'm going to create a photo mat with this. And I really like this technique. It doesn't waste paper. It really maximizes the paper that you have, and you can use scraps to do this. I'm just going to go around and create a faux photo mat with it. And you really can't tell by the end, when I've trimmed it all flush, that it was made with strips. So I really like to use that technique. So I've just not got quite enough, as you can see there. So I'm cutting out the other strip, and I'm just going to finish off the side there with that. Go, and then trim it all flush. Ta-da! So you really can't tell that I use scraps to mat that photo, or use strips rather. So there you can see the two papers side by side. That navy paper that I've used is just so much richer and more beautiful with those pink flowers. So I'm using the extra paper that I have. Obviously I have two of these papers. All the Kaiser Craft paper collections come with two of each paper. So I'm using the paper that I haven't cut out yet as a template or a guide for where these florals should go. So I'm going to place them exactly where they would be if they were on the paper, because that makes sense. They all just fit together really well that way. So I'm just whizzing through this so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. But there we go. And what I'm going to do now is, once I've got them all laid out, is pop up the florals. So the larger flower and some of the larger leaves I'm going to pop up on foam. And then the stems and the smaller leaves I'm just going to glue directly to the layout. So you might wonder, what is the point of this? But I mean, if you look at the pattern paper on the left and the layout on the right, there is so much more dimension and shadows and depth to that layout. It is just so much prettier than if you just used a plain piece of floral paper. So it's a really beautiful technique. I love how it turned out. It's a lot of work for sure. You could definitely do this on a less intricate floral paper. I did choose possibly one of the most intricate papers I could have picked, but it turned out so beautifully. I'm really happy with it. So there we go. I'm just going through it again. I'm only going to show you two of these. You don't need to see me do the whole page. So again, just popping up the larger pieces of that floral up on some foam, carefully lining it up with the edge of the paper, and then all the little stems and leaves, again, just with wet tacky glue. It's just the J. Burrows brand from Officeworks. So there you go. Look at those shadows and that dimension. Just so pretty. I love it. So this actually ended up being a really short video because obviously I did so much of the work off camera. So that's pretty much where the photo is going to go. You can see I'm in my pajamas at this point, my little fox pajamas. I love them. So these thickers I'm using are from the Crepe Paper All Heart collection. I love them. They're so pretty. And they smell like lollies. Has anyone else noticed that, or is it just me going crazy? But they smell like lollies, I swear. So I'm going to spell out heart with those, and then I do bring in these gold thickers. They're not thickers, they're from Kmart, but I love these alphas. They're probably my most used alpha, but I don't use them. I end up taking them off. I don't know why. I don't know, I wasn't loving them. So I'm going to use these little circular alphas off the sticker sheet from the Lulu and Roy collection. And there you go. The rest of my title, I'm using these white glittery thickers. So the entire title, which is quite long, is Rest Your Head Close to My Heart, Never to Part. And if you're a Disney fan, you will know exactly where that quote is from. I sang that song to my son. I still sing it to him. I sang it to him every night when he was a baby. I just love it. I love the movie, but it makes me cry every time. So yeah, I've just written the date on that little banner sticker, and I'm going to put that down the bottom just here. Just going off the page a little bit, and that helps to ground my title as well down the bottom there. Now some of the title I did pop up on foam. You can see some of those little circular alphas went across the florals, so I did pop some of them up on foam. Some of them have gone directly on the layout. And now once my title is down, I am going to go through with some sequins and scatter them all around the background within those spaces between the florals. So I'm using some white flowers. I come in with some pink round sequins. And then right at the very end, I come in with some teeny tiny little iridescent white hearts. And I just sprinkle those all the way around. I just use a dab of glue and pop them on top. And that is going to be my layout finished. So I really hope you enjoyed joining me for this layout today. Don't forget to go check out the Scrap the Boys Challenge blog this month. It's an absolutely beautiful challenge. I love joining in each month. I will leave the link in the description box, so make sure to go check them out. You can see all the other design team layouts this month. They're all gorgeous, so definitely worth a look. And thank you for watching. Close-ups are coming up. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.